Now, I have conversations with people in the startup community, in small business communities on a consistent basis, and I'm beginning to notice a trend. Now, recently, a startup founder said something that really stuck with me.
I'm scared of making a marketing mistake I'll regret for the rest of my life.
Honestly, that fear is incredibly common. But the truth is, this problem is actually fixable. Let me show you how. Before we jump into this topic, let me say something to all the startup founders and small businesses watching this. Building a startup is already hard enough. I know you're trying to build a product, you're trying to raise money, you're trying to hire people, and somehow you have to figure out all of the marketing, the positioning, the distribution, and growth at the same time. And the reality is, most founders didn't start their company because they wanted to become a marketing expert. But eventually, every founder realizes something important. Even the best product in the world won't grow if nobody hears about it. And that's exactly where Marketing Nerds comes in. So instead of theory, we look at real conversations. Every founder is having one. They're talking about real startup problems, real marketing strategies, and things that actually work and marketing that doesn't work. So if you're building something and trying to figure out how to get traction, you are in the right place. Now let's talk about the most painful questions founders ask themselves. When a startup struggles to get traction, there are usually 3 possible problems. And I know this by experience, years of experience. There's not 10 problems. There's not 50 problems, just 3. And number 1, most definitely, is a distribution problem. Nobody is seeing your product. Traffic is low. There's no visitors. There's no signups. There's no conversations. There's no engagement. Now, this is a marketing and distribution issue, not a product issue in most cases. Now, one founder that I talked to said it perfectly.
If nobody is landing on your page at all, that's distribution.
So in other words, you can have an incredible product, but if nobody knows it exists, it doesn't matter. And this is where founders need content, partnerships, communities, SEO, social proof, paid acquisition. It's so important. The product isn't broken. Your distribution engine is. Now, number 2 that I see most often, the bottleneck, is a positioning problem. Now, let's say people are visiting your website. There is interest, but nobody signs up. You get 500 visitors, 0 conversations. Now, this is a strong signal that is usually telling me as a marketer that you have a positioning problem. This is where your messaging isn't making people care. Sure, people see your product and think, cool, this is awesome, but not, I need this. And this basically means that you need to fix the headline, your value proposition, and the audience that you're targeting. And last but not least, you need to kind of fix the offer. Because sometimes a product isn't failing, it's just being explained badly. And the third biggest problem, the third biggest bottleneck is a product problem. Sure, sometimes it is the actual product and not the marketing. And here's where things get dangerous. Many founders panic when it gets to this level. So they do something that completely destroys their ability to diagnose the problem and why no one knows about them. They go ahead and change everything at once. No, it's a no-no. They build a new product. They build a new landing page. They build a new pricing. They try new marketing and they go after a new audience. I see this all the time. When you do that as a founder, you're not only wasting money on building an entirely new product, a new audience, new marketing, new pricing, but you have no idea what actually worked. You didn't measure anything. One founder I talked to described it like debugging software.
If you change the product and the marketing at the same time, you'll never know what fixed the bug.
So be a smart founder and treat your startup like a science experiment. Change one variable at a time. Measure, then adjust. Now, let me give you a customer conversation hack. The most powerful insight in any discussion that you have has nothing to do with metrics. It has to do with talking to people. Now, one founder that was very smart said this to me.
Email the people who bounced. Ask them what they expected versus what they found.
A single conversation with people who use your product can tell you more than a dashboard ever will. Now, you want to ask them questions like, what problem were you hoping this would solve? What confused you about our product? What almost convinced you to sign up? What do you like about our product? Why didn't you sign up? And the most powerful question of all, would you pay for this today? Not someday, not maybe, today. Because at that very moment, that's when you discover something brutal but important. Sometimes founders build a truck when your customer, your target audience, actually wants an SUV. So that solution might be close, but not quite right. So get out there and talk to people. Now, here's the truth most founders ignore.
Most successful companies look nothing like their original idea.
And that's absolutely true. Keep in mind, Instagram started as a check-in app. YouTube started as a video dating site. Slack started as a gaming company tool. So the biggest mistake isn't building the wrong thing first. The mistake that you're making is refusing to adapt when the data tells you to. Now, if you're building a startup or a SaaS product, drop a comment below, answering the question, what's the biggest bottleneck you're facing right now? Is it marketing? Is it product? Is it distribution? And if you like breakdowns like this about real startup problems founders are discussing right now, subscribe to Marketing Nerds, because the best marketing lessons on the internet aren't in textbooks. They're hiding right here in the trenches. Go ahead and subscribe to Marketing Nerds for more growth strategies. And if your startup needs real marketing, visit marketingnerds.ai, contact us, and we can help you out.